This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Austin Lewis.
Welcome to the Good Neighbor Podcast. Are you in need of a hair salon? Well, one actually might be closer than you think. Today, I have the great pleasure of introducing your good neighbor, Donald Dutro, with Edward Wadsworth for Hair. Donald, how's it going?
Excellent. Thank you for having me on. Appreciate that.
Lovely. Well, I'll tell you, we're excited to learn all about your company. So I want to really start at the top. So tell us a little bit about Edward Wadsworth for Hair.
We were founded in 1975 by a gentleman whose name was Edward Wadsworth. He has since left the planet back in 1988, but he had been general manager for Vidal Sassoons in New York for quite a few years. And when he came to Portland, I finally came over and started training under him, and he was quite a mentor. Subsequently to that, my wife and I purchased it back in 1990 after his passing, and we've kept it going and have just a phenomenal staff members from 25, 14 years, 28 years, and many that have retired. We have very, very excellent training for our team. And I heard our team just the other day said, "I think we're the dream team." And I said, "That's fine with me."
Well, that's awesome. Well, it seems like you had some experience in this industry. So tell our listeners how you personally got into this business.
Well, back when I had hair, which was some time ago in high school, I had a haircut that was the first haircut that had ever been anything that I liked. And after two more visits to this stylist over in Southeast Portland, on the last visit when my haircut was better than the first two, I said, "How could I do this for someone? You could make, the way you made me feel about how I looked and about my hair, I would love to be able to do that as a career for individuals." So I've been engaged in that for a long time and we have clients that have been coming for upwards of 45 to 49 years.
Wow. Yeah, that's some loyal clientele right there. And I'll personally say that a good haircut definitely boosts your confidence. So I could see where you're coming from back then. Well, Donald, tell us, what are some myths or maybe some misconceptions that float around in the industry that you're in?
Misconceptions would be having people want something that they can't have, which is pretty common. People will bring a picture in. It would be like me bringing a picture in to you as my hairdresser and saying, "I'd like your beard and hair, please." It's not going to happen. So that doesn't happen that often. And I think there is a mindset that hairdressing is not a valuable industry, but I just heard an interview with Mike Rowe and Wynn Claybaugh, who's the dean of all Paul Mitchell schools, and Wynn declared that hairdressers rule the world. And then he gave actual facts about from first haircut, from cradle to grave, the significant times in your life where you're getting graduation, you're getting married. There's always hairdressers on the scene. It's people that go famous and get into movies. We did TV for about 12 years. And it really is a phenomenal industry. We do change people's lives.
I believe it. Well, that being said, Donald, we know that marketing is the heart of every business. So tell our listeners, who are your target customers and how do you normally attract them?
We have so many referrals from our existing client base that we do a rare advertising. We have clients that come from New York, from San Francisco, from Bend, Oregon, all over. And they're faithful and they recommend friends and family. And so the marketing is, because of the reputation that we have and the quality of work that we do, it's nice that we don't have to go out of our way to do extensive marketing.
Right on. I love it. Well, Honestly, as you stated, Donald, hairdressers are always going to be around. So this is always a growing and popular category. Have you ever thought about doing your own personal podcast?
Actually, yes. I already have a website set up for that, and I've been rehearsing doing podcasts too.
All right. Well, that's cool. Well, let's transition a little bit, Donald. When you're not, working outside of work, what do you normally like to do for fun?
Spend time with our 5 grandkids and a lot of gardening. In fact, I'm itching to garden, but I'm holding back because I know we're going to get a cold snap and it would ruin everything I planned. So I've done that before, and I'm not going to make that mistake again. So
yeah, for sure. Well, that all is fun stuff. Donald, we are almost out of time. So please tell our listeners one thing that they should remember about Edward Wadsworth for hair.
We are one of the top 5 salons in the Portland metro area, and the quality of work is second to none.
All right. Well, I know that there's one word on every listener's tongue, and that word is how. So tell our listeners how they can learn more about your company.
You could go to edwardwadsworth.com. Our website is available all the time. We have an online store that's brand new. And we do a newsletter. If you sign up for the newsletter, we send that out to like 1,200 people a month. And just to keep people in the works and in knowing what's going on with the salon. So,
well, Donald, I really appreciate you for being on the show. We wish you and your business the best moving forward, man.
Austin, thank you so much. Don't worry.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpportland.com. That's gnpportland.com. Or call 971-626-1977.